What's your thoughts about the current state of the industry and where we are heading?
Yeah, that's a great question, man. I mean, it's not the awesome years was the COVID years, man. I mean, COVID, you could just make money. Just it was so easy to make money because everybody had the free money coming in from the government. They were all staying home. Everybody knows the story, and they were buying new stuff and getting rid of stuff, and it was just so easy to make money then. And that was also during the low interest rate environment. And we've been at low interest rates on mortgages and all for 15 years up until a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So what happened is when those interest rates went up and inflation went up, people had less free money. And then also nobody's moving. So the amount of people that are actually selling their home to buy into another home has gone down a lot. And what that means is a couple things. One, you get fewer jobs because 75% of all junk removal jobs are somebody, your customer is in some sort of period of transition, whether they're moving, whether it's a death in the family, a divorce, whatever, change of job, whatever, there's some sort of transition point for 75% of customers. So when you're taking out the moving aspect, you're taking out this huge chunk of jobs. But here's what I know. I don't think interest rates are going to come down very much, honestly. Like, I think the average mortgage rate is now 6.5%, 7%, maybe 7.5%, something like that. If you look historically in the history of the country, a 7% mortgage is pretty damn good.
Yes.
Like, I mean, my parents said their first house they bought, I think they had like a 17% interest rate, and they had a great credit score. And that was just like 70s and 80s. That's just the way things were. 7% is historically low. It's probably where it needs to be to keep inflation under wraps and for a healthy economy. Like, it should cost a little bit of money to borrow money. So what will happen over time is people get more used to that, and they'll get tired of staying at the same place. Most people want to move up. They want to upgrade. So it just might take a little while for salaries to keep catching up and for people to get used to it. But people will start to buy. And I think we're going to start seeing that some this year. I think people are still trying to wait and see what's going to happen with the economy. The average person, a lot of people are starting to feel a lot better about it now this time of year than they did last time of year. Now, I think people are going to try and figure out, hey, what's going to go on with the tariff situation and that sort of deal. But, as long as people see positive momentum going on, the unemployment's still good. They're still getting money in. They're getting some raises coming in. Inflation isn't going crazy. Sometime throughout this year, I think the real estate market is going to start to move a little bit more. And as we get to 2026, I think it's going to start picking back up. And then now our average job size is going to go up, and the amount of jobs that we have are going to go up. And
I don't know so much about that one, man, because, I got a place over in Florida, and a lot of people are coming to realization right now we're in a bubble over there that's about to pop. And, there's nobody that's getting approved to buy a house right now. And they expanded because, real estate runs 2 years behind, and, they're building up all these places, but there's nobody actually buying. And the prices are just so high right now. So, because during COVID, everybody moved to Florida and Texas. So Florida is seeing this bubble, and we're about to pop out there. So I'm a little skeptical right now about with real estate and everything. It's a little nerve wracking when you look into the real estate. I think, I'm kind of holding off because I was looking about possibly getting some in California, but I think I'm just going to wait like a year or so and just kind of see what goes on with the market. What I've been going crazy on is recently is with crypto and Bitcoin. That's kind of where I've been, looking for my investments and all that.
Tell me a little bit about that. I'm not big on the Bitcoin side of things. How long have you been doing that?
I dabbled with it for, about 4 or 5 years ago. And, I had a bad experience with the medical marijuana stocks and all. And I kind of got caught up in, all that. And it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth with all the trending stuff and following it. So it took a couple of years to, I backed off of crypto. But recently, about like a year back, I jumped in. My boy just kept telling me about it. He's like, bro, it's about to be the 4-year cycle. We're about to go into a bull run like no other. You need to take full advantage of it. So, I've been doing all my research, and, I went in pretty big, and I've been living the crypto world, which is very, very volatile. But in the long run, I really believe it and all.
Nice. Well, that's exciting.